What's up, people? BCHQ episode 28 discussion time. Finally get to do deride and mock. I know you've been waiting a long time. I apologise that I lost who made the question. So thanks for searching it, and yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Imagine you had the power to make all the world's religious people subscribe to one religion only. All the other religions would be wiped out. People are only aware of one religion, never been aware of any other. I'm aware that these religions come from one another to some extent. You can choose to only have one. Only choices are either Catholicism, Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Judaism, Islam. No smaller offshoots, just have to pick one of these. Remember, there will still be atheists and agnostics. Alright, so I'll get into the first part because there's a bit more of it as well. I'm an agnostic. I always used to think I was an atheist, but until I sort of understood the difference between atheists and agnostics, it appears that I'm an agnostic. I did used to think that there was no such thing as Jesus and things like that, but I'm a bit more open-minded as I've got older, so I'm not going to say he didn't exist, but at the same time there's no proof that I've seen. So that's why I'm an agnostic. I think it is dangerous. Religion causes a lot of war and hatred between other religions, but what I will say is the government escalate that to a whole nother level, and they're the worst offenders of basically lighting the match between races and just controlling things through religion. So I do think that the government are the biggest failures in. You just have to look at all the wars that are going on, is between which the governments create between religions. So yeah. I do think there would be a problem if there was only one religion, because people feel strongly for the religions they're in and wouldn't want to change. So I do think just being part of one religion would cause a lot of problems. I don't think there would be more peace. As I said, it'd cause more problems, so it'd make things 10 times worse. It'd just be non-stop war, and that's not good for anyone. Would the religious people wipe out the atheists and agnostics? Well, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't try to, at least, anyway. Some people do try and force their religious beliefs on other people, but yeah, I do think it would bring more trouble. It definitely wouldn't be more peaceful. Does that depend on which religion it is? Yeah, there's certain religions that I think are more barbaric than other religions, but again, the government come into it as well, so it's hard to decipher the complete truth of what the government are doing and what the religions are doing themselves, because you get radicals and extremists, and they don't represent a religion on a whole. They're like a separate part. They're like an extra part of that religion, but they don't represent the whole religion, if you know what I mean. How much would it change humanity, if at all? Well, there's so much hate in the world already, and this would just increase it tenfold. And as I said, I think it'd just be an all-out war until, I don't know, like just till there's one person standing, sort of thing. If you choose to keep things as they are, why would you? Uh, well, as I said, there's a lot going on now that's not good in this country, all over the world, to be honest. So, if I'm going on your idea that everyone's got to be part of one religion, it would be utter chaos, and I don't know what the solution would be to it other than war. Does having multiple religions help the atheist keep safe and set religion against religion? I suppose it does to a certain extent. As I said, everyone's an individual at the end of the day. Despite if they're in a religion, individuals will act differently to how their temperament is and things like that. So I do think it protects people a little bit if the religions are separated, but because you don't really mix. But there's always that danger that something can happen. Will Islam and Christianity bring forth World War III? I was actually chatting to one of my friends that I've met through battle rap about this, and he's opened my eyes to quite a bit, to be honest. And I do think there is problems between, for example, Britain First and Islam, especially in London. But also, as I said earlier, the government have a lot to answer for, because I feel like they've set this up and we're falling into the trap of a civil war that they've set up, because they make money from it and they don't care if we kill each other. It just makes more for them to take from us, and it makes us more vulnerable. So I do think there are a lot of problems, and what needs